Welcome back to Copper Star Precision, the channel dedicated to getting you more points at your competitive shooting matches. Today we're continuing to go over the NRL22 2023 September course of fire. This is the fifth and final stage in the booklet. It is called High-Low Prone. Coming off of that last stage with the tires, lots of movement. Again, lots of movement here. It's kind of like you're doing burpees. It's going to be a workout. So these stages back to back, if you're one of those clubs that rotates the stages in order, you might start on a different stage, but you kind of go through in order. You're going to be a little bit winded. If you're not in the greatest fitness, it's going to be difficult. So remember to just control your breathing and try and keep the economy motion to a minimum to avoid, keep getting your heart rate up and your breath up and messing up shots. But with that being said, let's talk about the stage description. It is as follows. On the start signal, engage the targets with 2 shots each from near to far in the following order and manner. So from the 55-gallon drum, we're doing the nearest target, 5-gallon bucket, second target, 55-gallon, third target, 5-gallon, last target. So 1, 2, 3, 4, alternating the props. And then after 8 shots, assume a prone supported position and engage the near target and then the far target with 1 shot each. So a lot of movement going on here, a lot of different strategies. We encounter these props a lot, but the order and the target acquisition is going to be a little bit of a challenge here on this stage. I'll put the target sizes down here. We've got 1.5 inch at 50 yards, 2 inch at 67, 2.5 at 83, and a 3 inch at 100. I have my own dope for this. I recommend obviously having like a little dope card or something at the match, or one of those little quarterback things where you can write it or write it on the back of your hand, just so you don't lose track of your dope during the stage. And this is a stage I think you can feel relatively comfortable dialing on. I think you're gonna have enough time, and because you're switching positions anyway, it's not too much extra to just take the time to dial for the next target. The last 2 shots, I would dial back down to 0, because your 50 yards usually is your 0, it should be. Dial back to 0, and then you can decide whether or not you want to hold over, or you can dial for the last target. Because you're prone, you're pretty stable, I think you should still have time to dial also for those last 2 targets. Especially if it's a 0 stop after the 8th shot, you can just ratchet that thing back to 0, and you're set up for the final 2 shots. So not too complicated there. Again, this is one of those stages where there's a lot of different ways to tackle a stage. You could easily just use a 1-bag solution, throw a bag up there, and come into the rifle, take a kneeling position. This is a little bit too high for the 1 knee up. So here I'd probably go 2 knees, come into the rifle, find the first target, engage with 2 shots, and then carry this bag with me the whole time. The question becomes, when you get to the prone, are you going to fiddle with a bipod and attach that on the clock? And so a 1-bag solution is definitely a possibility. And then when you get to this, you go into a very low kneel. But the way I'm going to tackle this stage, and I always recommend more points of contact, and generally speaking, makes it more stable. So if you watched the channel before, you know that I'm a big fan of the bipod and rear bag on the barrel. And what I'm going to do also is actually take a plate. You don't have to have the plate, but you can use a bag. I'll show you without the plate first. But I'm going to come up here, find my 2 points of contact, pick my favorite rear bag. Much more stable for me. We're going to engage 1, engage 2, then we're going to dial up, and then we're going to move. And the idea here is that we just simply have another bag with us, or you can take this bag from before and go like that. Now, the rifle's not going to be as balanced here, so that's why I would also bring some sort of pump pillow, or if you don't have a pump pillow, I would move into a seated position here and elbows into sort of the knee area, making an L with this support hand underneath here, and then grabbing onto my arm and using that for fine elevation control. Second target now, we're already dialed, engage with 2, and then back up top. So you can grab this bag. If you want, you can leave that bag here if you take an extra bag with you on the stage. And at the beginning of the stage, just drop that right there. Then you don't have to worry about moving the bag between positions. And so similar thing here. If you don't like to kneel, you can take a wide stance, Jean-Claude Van Damme splits, something like this. But 2 points of contact, again, for me, is my preferred method. And then because we have the bipod on there, you know, we can come in between the buckets if there's space, or to the right or to the left. And then using this as rear support, we're already set up for the last 2 prone shots. So we've already taken 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's just say we've done that. We dial back down to 0. Now it's going to be near target, and you should have plenty of time. Dial for the second target, find it, engage the last target. So for me, this is the way to go. In fact, I don't even think I need the plate. My initial thought was I could put the plate up front here, but then that also adds weight to the front of the rifle, which may make it tip forward, and you don't really want that. So yeah, I'll probably just 2 bags, maybe a pump pillow, but you can get away with 1 bag and the bipod forward like this. Throw it up here, it goes with you, and then down here it becomes your rear support, just like that. So always a fan of more points of contact, but let me know what you're going to do in the comments. If these videos help you score more points at your matches, let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And good luck at the match. So this wraps up the September 2023 Course of Fire. Hope to bring you some match footage. We'll see how things go. May not be able to make the matches this month. I got some family things going on. But until I see you next time, for whatever the video is going to be, hope you stick around. Until then, as always, score more points.